of Engineering and Technology in the Department of Instrumentation and Control. Today's our topic is stability analysis in the Z domain using the Zurich stability test in the unit number 1, discretization of the continuous time system. Okay, so what is the Zurich stability test? So basically it is used to check the stability. In the last session, we will study about the bilinear transformation method to find out the stability of the system. As you know, in the bilinear transformation method, we can find the stability using the Raoult array, and it is generally used for the omega plane. So for that, we have to convert the Z plane characteristic equation into the omega plane, and then we have to apply the Raoult array stability criteria and find the stability of the system. Now, what is the basic characteristic or basic rule to find the stability? So, as you know, if all the roots are located in the right half plane, this type of system is become the unstable system. If any roots are located in the left hand plane, so this type of system is known as the stable system. And if we can get the roots in the marginary axis in the j omega form, this type of system is become critically or the marginally stable system. Now, whenever we apply the Zurich stability test, the characteristic equation is P of z, that is equal to a0 z raised to n plus a1 z raised to n minus 1 plus up to an minus 1 into z plus an z raised to 0, where a0 greater than 0. Now, why we can use the Zurich stability test? So, using the bilinear transformation method, we can identify how many roots are located in the right half plane or the left hand plane, and we can easily identify if two or one or more than two roots are located in the right half plane using the Raoult array method. We can justify that this type of system is stable or the unstable. Now, in some plant or the some system, we cannot necessary to find out the value of the roots or the poles or the zero. We can only check the stability of the system. So that type of plant we have used the Zurich stability test. So what is the disadvantages of the Zurich stability test? Using the Zurich stability test, we can only identify the stability of the system. We cannot identify the location of the poles or zero for this particular plant or the system. Okay, so this is the disadvantages of the Zurich stability test. To overcome this disadvantage, we can use the third method to find out the stability, that is our root locus method that we have to study in the next session. So for this, in our today's topic, we have checked the stability using the Zurich stability test. So first row of the Zurich table has a coefficient in ascending order of the power of z. Okay, so element in the second row has a coefficient arranged in descending order of power of z. So this is the format of the Zurich stability test. Now, how we can arrange the power of z? So this is the table for the Zurich stability test. Here you can see that different row is given starting from the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 2n minus 1, 2n minus 4, 2n minus 3. Now, the power of the z will be starting from the z raised to 0, z raised to 1 up to z raised to n minus 1, z raised to n. Now, here you can see that first row of the Zurich table has a coefficient in the ascending order of the power of z. So here you can see that a0, an minus 1, an minus 2, an minus 3 up to a2, a1 and a0. Okay. Now what is the second row? Element in the second row has the coefficient arranged in the descending order of the power of the z. So simply we have to write in the descending order of the power of z. So a0 starting from A0, A1, A2, A3 up to an minus 2, an minus 1 and an. Okay, now third row that we have to find using the row number first and second, and the answer will be put in the row number 3. So it is bn minus 1, bn minus 2, bn minus 3 up to b1, b0. So in the question or in the system, they will given only the information about the first row. After that, we have to apply the formula using the Zuris stability test, and then we have to write the value of the bn minus 1, bn minus 2 up to b1, b0. Okay, same like fourth row will be descending order of the third row. So it become b0, b1, b2, b3 up to bn minus 1. Now using the row number 3 and 4, we have to find the row number 5 and 6. And same method will be applicable up to, we have to find the value of q2, q1 and q2. So this is the Zuris stability table to find out the stability of the system. Now next, how we can find the value of b0, b1 and b3. So this is the standard equation to find out the value of b0, b1, b2. So we can put here bk. What is the value of k? K will be vary from 0, 1, 2 up to n minus 1. In this matrix, we can write n minus 1 minus k, a0 and a plus 1. Okay, so first of all, we can put k is equal to 0. So we can get b0 that is equal to n minus 1, a0 and a1. Same like put the different value of k, and we can find the value of b0, b1, b2, bn minus 1. Okay. Now the next is ck. How to find the ck? So the formula is in the matrix bn minus 1, bn minus 2 minus k, b0 and bk plus 1. Same like k is valid from 0 to n minus 1. So using this matrix, we have to find the value of C0, C1, C2 up to Cn minus 1. Okay. Now to find out the Qk. Again k is valid from 0, 1, 2. So Qk is equal to P3 that we have to find in the above row. Then P2 minus k, P0 and Pk plus 1. Okay. So how this stability test is applicable? So system is stable if following conditions are all satisfied. So the first condition is a mode of an is less than a0. The second condition is pz where z is equal to 0. So we can put in the characteristic equation pz and put z is equal to 1. If the answer is greater than 0, that time the second condition is satisfied. The third is T of z and put z is equal to minus 1. Okay, if it is greater than 0 for n is given and it is less than 0 for n is odd. So this type of system is satisfied. The fourth one is Bn minus 1 that we have already found is greater than B0. Mode of Cn minus 2 is always greater than C0 and mode of Q2 is always greater than Q0. So this is some condition to satisfy for the Zuris stability test. Okay. Now, how this Zuris stability test is applicable for the particular characteristic equation? So here the characteristic equation is given P of z that is equal to z raised to 4 minus 1.2 z cube plus 0.07 z square plus 0.3 z minus 0.08 that is equal to 0. Okay. Now our first condition is we have to write down the coefficient. So a0 that is equal to 1 because the coefficient of z raised to 4 is 1. a1 is equal to minus 1.2. A2 is equal to A2 is equal to 0.07, A3 is equal to 0.3 and A4 is equal to minus 0.08. Now our first condition is mode of A4 is less than A0. Here you can see that A4 is equal to minus 0.08. So mode of minus 0.08 is less than 1. So the first condition is satisfied. Now the next condition is put Z is equal to 1 in the characteristic equation. So P1 that is equal to 1 minus 1.2 plus 0.07 plus 0.3 minus 0.08. That is equal to 0.09. It is again greater than 0. So second condition is also satisfied. The third one is put T is equal to Z is equal to minus 1. In the characteristic equation, we can get T minus 1 that is equal to 1 plus 1.2 plus 0.07 minus 0.3 minus 0.08 that is equal to 1.89 greater than 0 for n is equal to even, because the maximum power of Z is 4 and 4 number is the even number. Clear? So the second condition is also satisfied. Now we have to find the value of Bn minus 1, B0, C0, Cn minus 1. For that we have to use the Lewis stability table. So first of all, row Z0, Z1, Z2, Z3 and Z4. The first one is put the value of A4 and it is minus 0.08. In that, here we have put the value of A0 that is equal to 1 and in the lower side 1 and minus 0.08. And we multiply this and solve this matrix, we can get the 3 that is equal to minus 0.094. Now next we have to put A4, A1, and then A0, A2. Okay. Again we have to cross multiply and find the equation. We can get B2 is equal to minus 1.176. Now put A4, A0, 0.07. It is our A2. So we can put here A2 and we can get the value of B1. B1 is equal to minus 0.0756 and the last minus 0.08, 0.31 and minus 1.2. We can get B0 is equal to minus 0.204. So using the unit stability table, first of all, we have to find the value of B0, B1, B2 and B3. Now next step is we have to find the value of C0, C1 and C2. And for that we are using this value. So first of all, minus 0.994, minus 0.204 and again in the lower side minus 0.204 and minus 0.994. Simplify that we can get C2, it is 0.946. Again we have to find the C1, it is minus 1.184. It is the cross multiplication of minus 0.994 and 1.176 and the minus 0.204 and minus 0.0756. And the last step is we have to find the C0. Okay, so the matrix of the C0 is minus 0.994, 1.176 and in the lower side minus 0.204 and minus 0.0756. So using this matrix we have to find the value of C. Okay, now for the row number 5th. Okay, simply we have to write the value of C2, C1 and C0. So here you can see that in the 5th row we have to write the value of C2 that is equal to 0.946, then C1 minus 1.184 and C0 that is equal to 0.315. Okay, now the next step is we have to check the condition for the stability. So we have to check that B0 mode of B3 is greater than B0 or not. So what is the value of B3? It is 0.994. And what is the value of B0? That is taken from here. B0 is minus 0.204 and B3 is minus 0.994. So here you can see that 0.994 is greater than 0.204. So this condition is satisfied. Then mode of C2 is greater than C0. So here 0.946 is greater than 0.845. So it's 315. So this condition is also satisfied. So this type of system characteristic equation is stable system. So using this unit stability test, we have to find only the stability of the system. For that, using the unit stability test, first of all, we have to check the condition like this is our characteristic equation. First condition is A4 is greater than less than A0. Then we have to put this value of Z is equal to 1. It is greater than 0. Then the second condition is satisfied. If we can put Z is equal to -1 and it is greater than 0 for the n even number and less than 0 for an odd number. Next we have to find the value of B0, B1, B2 and B3 using this table. Then using this value we have to find the value of C2, C1 and C0. And last we have to check if the mode of B3 is greater than B0, mode of C2 is greater than mode of C0. That type of system is stable system. If any of the condition is not satisfied for this unit stability test, that type of system is become unstable system. If we can get B3 is less than B0, so system is become unstable. Clear? Thank you everyone.